It was touted as Pakistan's massive, grand humanitarian gesture to India and to Indian national Kulbhushan Jadhav, who is in illegal captivity currently in Pakistan. But what actually transpired was no act of humanity. They kidnapped and tortured the son first, and if that was not enough, subjected his mother to inhuman heckling and insult after inviting her and her daughter-in-law over to their country. India Today's Geeta Mohan blows the Pakistan farce wide open.
Pakistan heaping the ultimate humiliation, intimidating, abusing and insulting the family of Kulbhushan Jadhav, even forcing his wife to remove her mangalsutra, bangles and bindis, rebuking a mother against speaking to her son in Marathi. Pakistan even forcing Jadhav's wife and mother to change into new clothes before meeting him. If you thought that separating the Jadhav family by a thick glass pane was not enough, you are mistaken. Pakistan did everything possible to strip a hapless family of their dignity.
I personally feel that you all know that Kulbhushan Jadhav was involved in terror activities in Pakistan. He has been convicted for terrorism and sabotage in Pakistan. And despite that, we allowed this meeting to go ahead. So the government of India and the people of India and Kulbhushan Jadhav's family should be thankful.
And Pakistan is a habitual offender when it comes to betrayal and treachery.
सेम वही सब कुछ कल कुछ सालों के बाद दोहराया गया जो ड्रामेबाजी हमारे साथ थी.
Pakistan should realize whatever they are doing is being watched by the entire world, and their image is at an all-time low. Their credibility is very low.
With growing outrage, Netas are now demanding PM Modi push for an official apology from Pakistan.
I would appeal to the government of India, I would appeal to the Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi ji, saying that please, it's your sisters. In every speech you keep saying bhaiyon aur behno. So, you know, his family members, the women of his family are your sisters. So please do something when your women sisters are insulted in this country.
Stripped of all dignity, family members of Kulbhushan Jadhav were humiliated by Pakistan in Islamabad when they went there to meet Kulbhushan Jadhav. But despite the intimidating atmosphere in which the meeting took place, sources tell India Today that Kulbhushan Jadhav's brave mother told him not to lie and to tell the truth, to speak the truth, because India stands with Jadhav. This was the only message India wanted to put across. With Hamza Amir in Pakistan and video journalist Ashwini Helen in New Delhi, Geeta Mohan for India Today.
There are some basic questions that the last 48 hours have thrown up. What should be India's response to what they have done? It cannot end at a mere statement by the MEA. Should India expose what Pakistan has done, their complete lack of ethics and any agreement that was arrived at a diplomatic level, should this be exposed at the international court? Why did Pakistan play with the dignity of Jadhav's family? Has any country, irrespective of their differences with a neighbor, ever dragged in a family into the mess? Is there absolutely no code of ethics when it comes to Pakistan? Does our neighbor country give any importance to diplomacy and decency at all? And how can the world let Pakistan get away with this farce, which they decide to brand as a grand humanitarian gesture? Joining us on News Today is Lieutenant General D.B. Shikatkar. He's a former additional DGMO. We have Ashok Sajjanhar, who has served as the ambassador of India to several countries. Thanks very much for joining us, gentlemen. We've got Sultan Ali. He's a defense expert joining us from Pakistan. Munib Kadir, he's a lawyer. Tom Vadakan, spokesperson of the Congress, and Narendra Taneja, spokesperson of the BJP. I would like to quote to you, Mr. Sultan Ali, something that the MEA said today. We note with regret that the Pakistani side conducted the meeting in a manner which violated the letter and spirit of our understandings. Everything else aside, what you do at the border, the ceasefire violations, but diplomacy basically has a code which largely everyone adheres to. But even that apparently is too much to ask for from Pakistan, is it?
Well, to start with, I would like to ask a counter question. If the family, and they are an honorable family, every family is honorable, of Kulbhushan Jadhav, if they were harassed or heckled, then how is it that at the end of the meeting, Kulbhushan Jadhav himself and the mother-in-law and
the wife, the mother and the wife.
The wife and the wife, they thank Pakistan for this particular gesture.
It is only Kulbhushan Jadhav in that tutored video, which I assume has been obtained under duress, thanks the country. The wife and the mother have never thanked you, sir. And why should they? Because they have been subjected to humiliation and heckling and bullying at the hands of your diplomats and your media.
Okay, at the outset, I would like to make it very clear that I am neither the spokesperson for the government of Pakistan or the military of Pakistan. In my personal capacity, I do not agree with any maltreatment of any ladies or families, because the moment they stepped on Pakistani soil, and that too under diplomatic cover, they were our honored guests.
Thank you for saying that. So you do agree that an apology is in order from the people of the Foreign Office who stood by and watched this disgrace taking place, and of course from the media personnel who indulged in this behavior.
Well, you see, media personnel all over the world, they are the same. They are out to get a story.
No, they are not, sir.
Myself,
I am sorry.
No, let me tell, please let me
I
tell
would
you
never
something.
behave in that fashion.
Well, it's very
We
noble
would
of
never
you,
behave in that fashion.
Okay, it's very noble of you. But what I want to tell you is that I was at the Foreign Office briefing a day prior to this particular meeting, and the Foreign Office had made it very clear to us that we are not to approach the family because it has been agreed upon. If the media broke loose and tried to ask them questions, of course, which the two ladies in their wisdom,
Group Captain Sultan Ali, they did not break loose, and which is why I want to dispel that notion that this happened by accident. You, sir, as a seasoned commentator on matters of defense and politics, would know that the Foreign Office in any country, and especially in a country like Pakistan, is a high security area, right?
Yes.
And is it possible for any person, leave alone a posse of press people, to actually gather at that place and heckle a bunch of people who are high security visitors without the permission and, dare I say, the collusion of the Foreign Office itself?
Well, I refuse to comment on the part where the collusion of the Foreign Office is being brought into question. But I do apologize. I do apologize for any harassment which took place.
Well, thank you very much, because to say sorry apparently has been so hard all day long, and we've had people sitting here actually trying to justify that abominable behavior. Thank you very much, at least, for conceding that much. Group Captain Hali, you've spoken like a gentleman. Lieutenant General D.B. Shikatkar, now I want to open up the debate. Why was this done? Was this pre-planned? You've seen what has happened over the last 48 hours. What do you make of it?
Firstly, this was more of a public relation exercise, the PR, propaganda exercise. Both Pakistan and China, they have evolved an expert system of bluffing the people, bluffing the entire world. So this was more of a PR exercise, number one. Number two, madam, let me tell you, I have been in similar situation earlier. I fought all the wars with Pakistan. Pakistan has not only humiliated the mother of Kulbhushan Jadhav or the lady wife, they have humiliated the entire country like India. Let us not take it that way only.
Absolutely.
Two individuals make the things. They have deliberately humiliated India. This sort of treatment, under the pretext of humanitarian behavior extended by Pakistan, I must appreciate the two commentators who spoke. It's very nice of them. They have humiliated
only
us.
one. And trust me, he's in a minority, sir. Group Captain Sultan Ali, I think, is 1 in a million who would actually even concede that.
And look at the thing.
There will be thousands others who will actually defend that. People like Munib Qadir. Munib Qadir, on that note, would you also like to concede what happened was disgraceful and an apology is due?
All right. So what I feel very sad about is that there are two women who have been claimed to be harassed, but those women have not been allowed to come forward and to give their own version of events. Are men going to speak for women? I mean, the spokesman, Ravish Kumar, has been speaking on their behalf.
I appreciate your very feminist spirit, but what happened to these ladies is on camera, Muneeb Qadir. So there are no men speaking on behalf of women. It is the Ministry of External Affairs speaking on behalf of people who were in our custody and went to Pakistan.
Why do women need someone to speak on their behalf? Why can you not put the women forward, give them a voice, and let them speak for themselves? Because harassment, that's a very serious word. You cannot use that word casually. And if such allegations have been made, the victims have the right.
Mr. Qadir, if you are so passionate about women being given a voice and women being respected, maybe you shouldn't have allowed this to happen. Mr. Qadir, I really appreciate how much you care for women. So let me just play out for you what happened when your media was addressing these women. Let's just play out, because in addition to calling an aged lady well in excess of 70 years in age Qatil ki maa, they also said Qatil bete se milke kaisa lag raha hai. Just hold on for a second and listen to this, Mr. Muneeb Qadir. Muneeb Qadir, thoughts?
Yes. All right. So let me give my views on this. Now, the thing is, there is no excuse to speak to women like that. However, is it state-sponsored? Was it at the behest of the Pakistani officials or the government?
Yes.
No. It was the media.
Yes,
the media
it is.
Is the same everywhere.
Yes, it is. And I will tell you why this is state-sponsored. And General Shekatkar, you can back me up on this, because you've got members of the Foreign Office present there in close vicinity. You've got two guards of the Foreign Office, for heaven's sake, standing right there. Why didn't they stop it? I want to bring up those visuals again. There are two men in uniform from your Foreign Office standing there. They don't lift a finger, and which is why it has happened with the collusion.
Those two men,
Muneeb Qadir, this is no media which has run amok and started shouting obscenities. These are people who were planted there. General Shekatkar.
The media has its drawbacks. I must say, I do not endorse such behavior from the media. But at the same time, it is the same media whose interest has been so much generated into the whole topic. It is the same media which can also empower these women, you know, by...
Muneeb Qadir, if you cannot keep the media out from a high security area like Mofa, then God alone help your country. If the Foreign Office is suspect to the media barging in and attacking your guests, then Lord alone knows what is happening in your country. General Shekatkar.
You should allow these women to hold the press conference
General Shekatkar.
And to give an account of what they went through.
Firstly, would you kindly request the gentleman who is speaking from Pakistan to listen to others also?
Please.
Secondly, my request to them, would you please keep quiet? Would you please keep quiet? Listen to others also. And secondly, let me tell you, noise is no substitute for intellectual discourse. So don't substitute by noise, please, for God's sake. Kindly listen to others also. You have made your point. We know what you are talking about. My reading is, madam, this media was tutored. I know how it is. It's a high security zone. Only some selected peoples have gone there. And I will not be surprised if these people are asked to yell the way they have been telling. That is why I said, it is not the mother of Kulbhushan Jadhav, it is not the lady wife. The entire nation has been humiliated. We have been abused on that soil. And I don't think as a nation, we should take it lightly. We should not
Absolutely.
take it lightly.
There is no
It's not the
question of
first time
doing
it
that,
happened.
and I will bring in
Secondly,
Narendra
madam,
Taneja on
let me
that
tell
as
you
well.
one thing.
But Ashok Sajjanhar, as someone who has served as ambassador to many missions abroad, do you think there is any substance in Muneeb Qadir's argument that, you know, we wanted them to keep away, but the media just broke free? We have absolutely no hand in this.
No, absolutely not. Allow me to make a couple of points, and first I'll respond to this question that you posed to me. I think the media was taking a cue from the government, and when the media has seen that the government is treating these ladies, you know, there was no reason for them and the Deputy High Commissioner of the Indian High Commission to come out of the Foreign Office and then wait for the car. I think it was all pre-planned. They had to wait there. And the media was kept in such close proximity that they were able to shout out all these things, and they had to go back inside. If you permit, I'll make one or two other points. You know, I think Pakistan was really compelled to provide this meeting for Commander Kulbhushan Jadhav with his mother and wife, and it tried to make a virtue out of a necessity, because, you know, it knows that the meeting of the International Court of Justice is going to take place next month. So how to earn some brownie points that we have as a humanitarian gesture, we have gone and we have provided this meeting. But, you know, milch it for whatever it is worth for a propaganda exercise, and while at the same time humiliating these women. You know, they came there, they were not at all aware that they would be forced to change into a different attire.
Absolutely.
They would be able to forced to take off their mangalsutra, take off their bangles and so on and so forth. Meaning, what is the security? And you know, the reason that they give is security considerations. Meaning, is Pakistan such a banana state that it does not have metal detectors to find out whether there is any metallic thing being carried there?
Answer that, Muneeb Qadir.
They have a bullet.
The media didn't take off their mangalsutra and bindi. It was your foreign office that asked for it. Why?
Bulletproof glass.
I'm so sorry, but you're supposed to do that even at airports. Security, all these measures that you are describing have proven to be insufficient time and again. Someone has been accused of espionage. Now, whether those accusations are true or not,
I do not know how Pakistan airports operate, but definitely not here. Not at any other civilized international airport.
You may go and you check at any international airport.
Mr. Qadir, I don't know which airports you frequent, but no airport, and I've been to about, say, around 60, has ever required me to take off my bindi. Ever.
See, this was not meant to be a Christmas picnic get-together for them. Everybody knows
it certainly wasn't no picnic.
For these people, for the wife and for the mother, do you have any idea of the amount of significance it held for them to be able to meet their relative after such a long time period?
Why did you require the family members to take off their bindi and their jewelry and change their clothes?
There's Nasreen Zaghari Ratcliffe, who's trapped in Iran. She has not been allowed to meet her husband. At least Pakistan has went to the extent of allowing them to meet.
You answered the question of Mr. Sajjanhar. Do you not have metal detectors? Why did you require for this to be done? Except that you wanted to harass them.
Unfortunately, given the amount of violence that has taken place, not just in Pakistan, across the world, do you think these
When was the last time someone carried out an assassination with a bindi?
This could happen the last time, who knows? Who knows? There is no harm in, yes, not
I am sure you find great merit in being ridiculous, but can you please answer the question?
I don't think it's ridiculous.
Why did you do this? Except to deliberately humiliate and harass a lady and her mother-in-law.
How can you prove that that was deliberate?
Mr. Sajjanhar, why do you think this was done?
Was state-sponsored?
No, I think it was basically done by the Pakistan establishment, by the Pakistan government, to humiliate these two women and to tell them that how much, since Kulbhushan Jadhav is in the control of the Pakistan government, how much they are also under the control of the government. Otherwise, you know, putting a bulletproof glass barrier between the two and forcing this hapless mother who does not speak English, who does not understand English, rudely tell her that you cannot speak in your Marathi language. First of all, there should have been private time that was, since it was not a consular access, a private time between the family members. That also is not done.
So that is too much to ask for Mr. Sajjanar, because this was meant to be a public spectacle. Naren Taneja, Tom Vadakan, what do you want to say to this ridiculous argument you've heard so far? Naren Taneja to Muneeb Qadir.
Yeah, thanks for giving me time finally. You see, here we are dealing with a country which regularly bomb and kill its own women in Balochistan. The whole world knows about it. So, but this agreement was negotiated at the highest level. All terms were discussed. Everything was discussed threadbare. Still, they did what they did. So here you are dealing with a country which does not respect international law, international courts, international protocols. Look, this is what they have done. And now you can even, I'm really shocked to listen one of the co-panelists from Pakistan, the language that he is using. I'm really shocked. What has gone wrong with your country? Aren't you kind of, listen to me, please at least have manners, listen to me, I've been listening to you carefully, listen to me first. You see, now what has gone wrong with you people? You have no respect for women, you don't have respect for girls, you don't have respect for human beings anymore. Have you really gone down the tube that much? So you got to understand, you got to really introspect. How you going to treat your own women, your own children? Got to really, I'm really wonder how women of Pakistan and women and girls of Pakistan are going to look upon you people. There's something terribly fundamentally wrong with you people. You have no respect for international law. That's very, very clear. And the government of India is now, Ministry of External Affairs working on it, and we will work out a civilized and the response that is in accordance with the law. But the dilemma for us is that how do you deal with a country which has no respect for anything, which is worse than a banana republic.
You're saying there is going to be a strong response, Mr. Taneja, that you're going to take this up diplomatically, because these two ladies, the humiliation will not be let go.
Absolutely. No, this will be, just allow me, listen, now no let go, we've just wait for some time, wait for time, we will give a befitting response, wait for that.
I certainly hope so. Tom Vadakan.
No, but let me add, is Pakistan really in breach of international law? Because I'm sorry, the International Court of Justice said that Jadhav should be put on hold. Has Jadhav been executed? Has he been hanged? Or is it compliant with international law?
Tom Vadakan. No, don't talk about international court of justice.
Tell the gentleman from Pakistan to wait for his turn. This was intended to be a PR exercise by Pakistan, which has fallen flat. The global community is watching Pakistan, a failed state, but failed terribly in diplomacy. A helpless mother and the wife being insulted, and to call a bindu or on the forehead as a weapon, and that's to be removed, the mangalsutra. What kind of country are you? I mean, these two helpless women come into your country, you use the media as a cover-up to insult them, humiliate them. What kind of people are you? I'm sorry, we in India are united, especially on women. This kind of treatment cannot, I repeat, cannot be tolerated. And a fitting reply will be given to you at all levels in India. We cannot accept. Let me candidly say that India is not going to watch its
Muneeb Qadir.
We will give fitting reply. Helpless women are treated like terrorists. Yes. Is that the way you treat women?
All right.
Because Muneeb Qadir, there are a few lines. First of all, there is physical aggression. You come and kill our soldiers. Then we give you a fitting reply. Then you actually stoop to the level of attacking women who came in good faith, for goodness sake.
Women in Pakistan.
There should be a line.
Who attacked the women? If there are few uneducated, illiterate media people, which, by the way,
that at least in the Foreign Office, there would be gentlemen who will know how to behave.
No. That is completely false. You have
that is completely false?
That Pakistan was complicit in that kind of behavior.
It was all pre-planned. It was all pre-planned.
How can you prove that? How can you pass such
How can we prove that? Okay, I will show you again to all of our viewers who are watching right now.
Padmaja,
just a second.
Is he reading the ISI message on the telephone, or is he himself speaking? Is he a robot there trying to read out the message?
Of course, he's possibly
you have no individual view.
He's possibly getting a script, just like the script that was prepared for Kulbhushan Jadhav in that doctor's video.
Establishment.
All right, and Muneeb Kadir, because we have a little time left, I also want you to watch this very closely, where you had the wife and the mother of Kulbhushan Jadhav standing with an Indian diplomat with your security men by their side, and while the heckling and the attack was happening, Narendra Taneja, they did nothing. Narendra Taneja.
All the time, regularly.
Narendra Taneja.
No, you see listen, I mean, you have to understand our diplomats there, our mission there, MEA here, we have done everything in accordance with the law. We cannot really behave like them because they are hardly a country. They are absolutely, they are not a civilization, but they are hardly even a country. So, but we have done in accordance with the law everything, and as he said, we will give him befitting reply again in accordance with the international law. But here, Padmaja, we are talking about a country which I said earlier. They are killing their women regularly every day in Balochistan. Their air force is bombarding women, killing them every day. They have no respect for their own women. They don't understand this thing. This country called Pakistan has no respect. Ask women there.
What about your army?
Ask girls there.
Are they doing
ask in Sindh, ask in Balochistan, ask in Pakistan occupied Kashmir.
Well, in that case, Mr. Taneja, we certainly hope that this family will not be dragged through another such experience ever again. Yes, we gave Pakistan benefit of doubt. Unfortunately, we've learned again the hard way that this is a country that can never be trusted, neither for military actions, neither for diplomacy, neither for basic human decency. And in fact, Mr. Muneeb, it would do you well to listen to one of your countrymen. At least Sultan Ali has the decency to admit that your behavior was disgusting and an apology is in order. We certainly hope that is something that you will think about, as will your other countrymen. For the time being, all gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us on News Today. And speaking of aggression, while they are not directing it at women who are on their soil, they are directing it in covert, cowardly actions across our border. They killed 4 of our men on Saturday, and within 2 days, we gave them a reply. I'm talking about what is being touted as Surgical Strike 2.0. In a daring move, the Indian Army crossed over the line of control to destroy a Pakistan post and kill 4 of their men. The cross-LOC raid at Pooch sector across Rawalkot in POK comes just 2 days after we lost 4 of our men in a cowardly action by Pakistan.
A 740-kilometer-long punishing line through one of the most rugged terrains in the world, the line of control. This year, government data shows the line of control has been hotter than usual, with over 720 Pakistani ceasefire violations, the highest since 2010. On Saturday, December 23rd, the Indian Army announced the death of an officer and 3 Jawans killed by yet another Pakistani ceasefire violation. But it was just half the story told. The other half emerged from Pakistan, where in the evening of December 25th, its military was forced to admit the death of 3 soldiers and injury to 1, courtesy an Indian response. India today has learned that this was part of a cold and calculated cross-border raid nearly 500 meters into Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. On Sunday, India began by liquidating a Pakistani sniper. That night, following a careful selection of target, a small team of Indian Special Forces commandos sneaked across the LOC and waited for 12 hours. By dusk, they had successfully zeroed in on the Pakistani soldiers from the Baloch regiment and paved their approach with improvised explosive devices. Once the explosions were set into motion, taking the Pakistanis by surprise, the guns spoke. This one-sided match lasted barely for 12 minutes, following which the Indian troops returned to their base unhurt. While the army kept mum, the politicians did not.
बदला ही लिया है, लेकिन सरकार और देश की सेना देश की रक्षा के लिए पर्याप्त व्यवस्था करती है. जवाब दिया जाता है. कोई देश पर हमला करे या सीज फायर का उल्लंघन करे तो जवाब दिया है, उसी तरह जवाब दिया गया है. और मुझे लगता है कि देश में खुशी की.
Comparison with last year's much publicized surgical strikes is only natural. But in a region ridden with cross-border conflict, where action and reactions are two sides of the same coin, is such a comparison justified?
The ceasefire agreement between India and Pakistan now perhaps exists only in paper. And cross-border raids in tit-for-tat is perhaps fast becoming a way of life on the line of control, the de facto border between India and Pakistan. With Jugal Purohit and camera person Pratap Swai, Shudhiranjan Sen for India Today.
So the physical aggression has been answered. What answer will India give to what two of its citizens were subjected to on Pakistan soil? Story about a hospital in Uttar Pradesh. What do you think happens at hospitals? Patients are being attended to, doctors are trying to save lives, except at the Lala Lajpat Rai Medical College Hospital in Meerut, a party was in full swing. Patients were turned into waiters and ambulances were used to ferry alcohol into a bash where belly dancers had been brought in.
Music, exotic belly dance, liquor flowing freely. If you thought this was any regular party, then think again. Welcome to Meerut's Lala Lajpat Rai Medical Hospital. The men and women on your screens are doctors at this state-owned medical college. And when they decided to party, they made sure the hospital turned into one big party venue. Ambulances meant to ferry patients, ferrying alcohol. Patients, many serious ones, were forced to turn bearers to carry alcohol from the ambulances to the wine counter. And if that was not enough, Russian belly dancers hired to put up a show right inside the hospital. Here's the principal of the college, shrugging off all responsibility, claiming he had left when the bash began.
25वां सिल्वर जुबली था 92 बैच का और उसमें जो टीचर्स का फेलिसिटेशन उन्होंने किया था उसके बाद मैं तो चलाया था तो मैं इसकी जांच इसके बेट बैठा चुका हूं और मैं इसके बारे में इंक्वायरी पूरी की जाएगी कि ऐसा क्यों हुआ.
Cornered, red-faced, with no defense in sight. Here's the chief medical officer fumbling. Hours after India Today exposed the Meerut hospital's heartlessness, Yogi government cracked the whip, ordering a probe and an inquiry. But has the Yogi government forgotten the BRD hospital horror in his own backyard? Why is healthcare reduced to a joke in Uttar Pradesh? And why does state action only come after media outrage? Bureau Report, India Today.
Gujarat's new government, led by Vijay Rupani, has been sworn in at a grand ceremony in Gandhinagar. But what was interesting is the entire event being used as a sort of midterm show of strength by the Modi government, already preparing for 2019.
BJP kicked off a mega celebration. Prime Minister Modi, who single-handedly ensured a record term for BJP in power, took out a victory march amidst cheering supporters. Soon after Prime Minister Modi's arrival, the ceremony began as Rupani took oath as Gujarat Chief Minister for the second time.
मुख्यमंत्री तरीके ना मारा कर्तव्यो श्रद्धापूर्वक શ્રદ્ધાપૂર્વક અને અંતઃકરણપૂર્વક અને અંતઃકરણપૂર્વક બજાવીશ.
BJP deciding to go with Team Gujarat, which is of course Vijay Rupani and Nitin Patel, and a 20-member cabinet. Vijay Rupani, a safe bet, non-controversial, close to the RSS, close to Narendra Modi, close to Amit Shah, and most importantly, caste neutral. Being a Jain, no community, no caste would feel that they don't have representation. However, the new cabinet is an altogether different story.
BJP, partially scalded by the Patidar fury, did a careful balancing act in the caste factor in Rupani cabinet. Patidars, led by Deputy CM Nitin Patel, dominate Team Rupani.
18 ministers took oath today in Gujarat for the 16th Assembly. We know now, as we look at the ministers who have taken oath in the Rupani government, that there is a huge tilt towards the Patidar community. 7 people, including Nitin Patel, are from the Patidar community, both the Levas and the Kadwas. Also, we now see, as we look closely, that there is a huge tilt towards Kathiawad, as we call Saurashtra region, the peninsula, where BJP lost the maximum number of seats, and which was probably the singular reason because of which the tally came down to 99. There are 7 ministers from this region, and there is a disproportionate representation, because this is all, let's not forget, this is all a countdown to 2019.
आदरणीय नरेंद्र भाई मोदी के नेतृत्व में गरीब कल्याण, गुड गवर्नेंस और विकास का जो मंत्र लेकर भारतीय जनता पार्टी काम कर रही है, आगे भी करेंगे.
Given the slender edge in last polls, Rupani has his task cut out. But the party chose a mega show, keeping the 2019 polls in mind.
A marginal win, a moderate win, just about scraping through, a moral victory for the Congress. Away from all this language, a win is a win. And the BJP, for 6th time running, and that's no mean feat, has been able to conquer the state of Gujarat. And the message that went out today from the state of Gujarat looked outside to the states that are coming into election next year, and of course, from Gujarat, possibly the poll bugle has been sounded for 2019.
देखिए, गुजरात और हिमाचल प्रदेश के चुनाव ने इस बात को साबित कर दिया कि 2019 में कोई चुनौती नहीं.
हम तो लगातार बोल रहे थे कि गुजरात में बीजेपी जरूर जीतेगी. 2019 का भी बहुत अच्छा रहेगा. 2019 भी जीतेगी.
The polls done and dusted, Team Rupani now has a big challenge at hand to retain Modi's home turf and ensure Gujarat remains firmly with the son of the soil in 2019. With Jumana Shah and Preeti Chaudhary in Gandhinagar. Bureau Report, India Today.
In the zest to be independent and self-reliant, a young girl from Alampur learnt karate. Today, Mana Mandelkar is not just independent but is inspiring many young girls just like her to fight back, live their dream and take control of their life.
There's an old saying, when the going gets tough, the tough gets going. And Madhya Pradesh's Mana Mandelkar is a great example of that. Mana hails from a village called Alampur in Madhya Pradesh. And today, she is famous as the karate girl of the village.
जब गांव से लड़कियां बाहर निकलती हैं या मैं निकल रही थी, उस टाइम पे बहुत सारी ऐसी प्रॉब्लम्स आ रही थी जिसकी वजह से मुझे लगता था कि मुझे कुछ ऐसा आए जिसकी वजह से मैं इन सब से बाहर निकल पाऊँ. तो ये कराटे था. ऐसा लगा था मुझे कि कराटे अगर मैं सीख पाऊंगी तो कराटे एकमात्र ऐसा खेल है जो हमें खेल के साथ साथ आत्मरक्षा देता है.
Harassment on the streets made Mana stronger, and today she is training 300 other girls for self-defense.
कराटे सीखने से मुझे पहले बाहर जाने में बहुत डर लगता था. जब से मैंने कराटे सीखा तब से मुझे डर नहीं लगता.
सेल्फ डिफेंस सीखा है और अपनी आत्मरक्षा करना और दूसरों को भी.
This karate girl is the youngest in her family and has struggled throughout for independence.
सगाई फिक्स की थी, हुई नहीं थी, लेकिन जब होने वाली थी तो मैंने मना कर दिया था कि मुझे पहले पढ़ना है, कुछ अलग अपनी पहचान बनानी है, शादी फिर कर लेंगे. तो पापा ने बोला ठीक है.
But nothing could stop this young girl from achieving what she wanted to. Now she plans to meet Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister and work on a mission to combat sexual assault against women.
मध्य प्रदेश के चीफ मिनिस्टर मुख्यमंत्री जी से एक निवेदन करती हूँ, कराटे के थ्रू उस हिंसा को कम कर सकती हूँ। स्टेप से मैंने एक मॉडल भी बनाया है, तो मैं सीएम सर को वो मॉडल दिखाना चाहती हूँ।
With Lomesh Kumar Gaur, Bureau Report, India Today.
That's it then on today's edition of News Today. Thanks very much for having tuned in. But before we go, we leave you with visuals of Virat Kohli and Anushka Sharma from Mumbai, where they are hosting friends from the world of cricket and Bollywood. I'm assuming this will be the last of their many, many events to celebrate their beautiful wedding. Our best wishes always with the couple.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you will love to.